when you go for a job interview and they ask you during the interview and they ask, brother, what can you offer? These are questions that is not about your formal letter, right? It's not about your field of study. No, what can you offer to our organization? And if you have the organization you want to employ people, these are questions that you should ask. It's not all about the application letter. No, ask this type of question. Brother, what can you offer to our organization? If they ask us like Mcan ESCO, what can you offer to better Mcan? Are you limited to your field of study? When you want to gist for 70%, it's all about your field of study. We are the best. Computer, these are the best. These are the best. Why is so boring? Are you limited by your field of study? Yes, naturally we are limited. These are ideology that we have injected in ourselves. But do not limit yourself within the field of study. And in fact, in a society where what you read does not really matters in the employment world, right? You may read something A and you are working in Z. So don't rely on the field of study. What else am I supposed to be doing to better my field of study? To better myself? Then are you limited to your geographical zone? You are from the north, and the only thinking you are having is the northerners are the best. In terms of this, we are the best. And that is all. You are from the southern part. You always say that no, southerners are the best, and that is all. Are you limited by geographical zone? No. No. The society should not limit you. You learn better, you learn more. Learn more about others of society so that, and this is one aims and objectives of the NYC, right? It brings you together. Maybe somebody who is from the north. This is the first time he's mingling with Yoruba people. This is the first time he's mingling from people from the other zone. Now it's for you to you learn from each other. You learn from each other. You better yourselves, and it also brings all about tolerance to each other. Yes, there are many things that you have heard about the Hausa people. There are many things that you have heard about the Yoruba people. But now that you are merged in the same place, you come to know the truth about it. Am I wrong? I was having a lot of misconception from people from the south. But the 3 weeks in the camp alone, I get to realize there are some things that are just lies. But it depends, like you said, the mindset, the openness. Don't put people into boxes already. I'm going to talk about that, inshallah, later. Then don't also be limited by your culture or even sometimes your sect. Yes, I belong to this sect, and that is all. No, don't limit yourself to a particular sect. The society warrants you are going to mingle with people that are not from your sect. You are going to mingle, in fact, from people that are not from your faith. Then how are you going to relate with them? In trying to contribute to the society in your da'wah field, you need to appreciate people with different culture, with different religion, so that to know the best way to deal with them. We have to widen our horizons and think outside the box. It's not only 1 + 1 is 2 always. We must think outside the box. Sometimes the answers that we are thinking are not even the answer. Situations warrant answer. Just like the leader just emerged from a problem that they never thought. They were not part of the problem, but they are meant to solve the issue. And somebody felt that, okay, maybe by going out, since we are not allowed to talk, but they didn't allow us, they didn't stop us to write. I was expecting somebody to go outside the box, get your biro and paper, and give everyone to write his date of birth. From there, you know who is the oldest and who is the youngest. In life situations, sometimes you must think outside the box. For example, let me My brother, what is the fastest means of transportation? The fastest means of transportation. Is it car? Is it jet? Is it aeroplane? Is it bicycle? Is it walking? Huh? Okay, class. Which is the best means of transportation? Yes, fastest means of transportation. Jet, aeroplane, car, bicycle. Thank you. It depends on where you are going. Now I want to pick my book. What is the fastest means? It's for me to walk down and pick my book. Is it jet again? In your primary school, they told you it's jet. But if from here to Mcan Lodge now, which is the best? Are you going to go and book a helicopter, get ticket and everything? It's bike, right? It's bike. So understand. So life does not have just one answer. No, don't limit. And we are being limited by our culture, our field of study, this and that. No, think outside the box. Think outside the box. We are in a society where, okay, let us look at this story. This is a story about 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. Are you with me? There was an important job to be done, and everybody was asked to do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could have do it, but nobody realized that everybody will not do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. Do you get the story? Should I still repeat the story? This is a story about 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody was asked to do it. Everybody was asked to do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could have do it, but nobody realized that everybody will not do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. This was taken from Hisham Al-Talib, 1999, Training Guide for Islamic Workers by Triple IT. This is the society, this is the situation we find ourselves. Are we not blaming Baba for everything? Baba Buharigo, APC, you blame everything, right? But how many of us are doing what we are supposed to do? In fact, it's not about blaming. What have you do about it? Are we not in a society where Muslims are dying on daily basis? How many people are dying from bandits? The Boko Haram. Name it. Economic issues, right? What have we done about it? Yes, it's very easy to point fingers, right? Yes, it's very easy to say that I am not responsible. Is it that easy? I am not responsible. I am irresponsible. Same what? Same meaning? Is it same meaning? It's not my responsibility. It's very easy, right? Shifting the blame on. But is it easy for us to say I'm irresponsible? I was supposed to do something and I did not do it, so I'm irresponsible. That easy? Now let's ask ourselves as graduates, what have we done in building the society? What have we done in making the ummah of Prophet Muhammad to be better? What have we done? Now, this talk is for you to make an introspect of yourself. This is the situation of our society, and all of us are blaming each other for doing nothing, while we will all be accounted for the blessings we enjoy. This is the situation we find ourselves. We are blaming each other for doing nothing, while on the day of Al-Qiyamah, Allah is going to ask all of us. Why? Because of the blessings that He bestowed on all of us. Yes, you are happy you are a copper. Are you not aware that Allah is going to ask you about the nima of the BSc that He gave you? Do you think it's just a blessing that Allah will not ask you for? How many of you started learning level 100? Did all of you graduated? How many thousands applied for the admission? Did all of you got the admission? But Allah chose you from thousands, and not because you are better than those people, not because you are good than those people, but out of the millions bounty, then He bless you with it. Even during your graduation, all of you did not graduate. Some are still at home, some are spilling. Am I wrong? But Allah chose you, you are now a copper. But what have you done in the society? What have you done? Now, why capacity building? Why are we holding this type of talk? Why? Why this topic is timely and very important to us is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Ra'd, He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not change the condition of the people. Except what? Except the change. Except the change. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not change the condition of the people until they change what is within themselves. Now, Allah said that He's not going to change our affairs except we change. Just list the societal issues, economic issues, insecurity, and all these things. One of the golden principles with Allah is you change, then you change your affairs. It's a principle that cannot be changed. Secondly, why we are talking about this topic is because you are very important. You are an arm of the Ummah. Everybody here, you are an arm of the Ummah. The Ummah moves forward if you do. If you better yourself, the Ummah will move forward. You are an arm of the Ummah. When you move forward, when you better yourself, the Ummah will move forward. Sometimes we are being affected by when a certain idea is repeated frequently enough, it gradually becomes engraved in our minds, whether the idea is true or false. If we allow it, it soon takes root in our beliefs and becomes a mindset. The mindset that my brother talked about. When an idea is often, it goes into your mind, it becomes engraved in your mind, and it's going to become a mindset. Or what we think of common sense, especially what the media feed us, the school that we pass through, all these theories, Western theories, it has a side effect on us. It helps in changing our mindset. The workplaces, they feed us a diet of the virtues of consumerism. Now, let me tell you, the summary of our life is we only see success only from the number of money you have in your account. Am I lying? Am I lying? No. In fact, even in the family institution, if you are the last born and the richest, automatically you are the what? Eldest. Even when they are saying that, okay, Nana Aisha want to get married, and the oldest child is there, and he tries to, okay, I think let's do it after Salah. They say, no, wait, your view does not count. Let Abu Ubaid come. Since Abu Ubaid is the richest, he said, no, let's leave it to next 2 years. His own view is the best. Because you can only advise, but when it comes to money to buy bed and box, you are not there. Nothing but what? We are just consumers. Materialistic concepts. In fact, it has even reached when a facilitator is not dressing well, audience don't even listen to him. In fact, they will think that maybe he wants to ask for fi sabilillah. In the marriage institution, they don't marry you if you don't have money. Yes, you come, alhamdulillah, he's a good boy, he goes to masjid, but where do you work? He says, I'm managing with one private school. Alekia. He said, okay, inshallah, we are going to get back to you. 1 week, 2 weeks, that's the end of you. But this person comes in, he even comes with his ass down, but he works in Shell. The type of guy he packed, it's okay. You say, inshallah, she's going to change him now. Inshallah, she will change him. I used to tell brothers, they'll say that, yeah, Sheikh, I have beard and I want to scrape my beard because if I have beard, ladies will not marry me. I'll say, see, tell me that you don't have money. I say, if you have beard, even though your beard is as long as here, if they see you packed in a jeep with Gezna, the sister will start saying, alhamdulillah, he is rich and he even have the deal. And that's what. Nobody brings about issue of beard that time. Nobody, since the cash is there. The value of human being has been reduced to what he or she owns. Money, position, fame. Yes, he's from this political family, he's from this royal family, it counts in our ummah. Even when he has bad behavior, it does not count. Money, fame, yes, celebrity, right? No problem. Or even worse, it has even come to this worse that even the way he or she looks like, it counts in our ummah. Yes, he's slim, tall, side box, 6 packs, mashallah. She's beautiful, tall, long hair, even though she's a winch, I'll still marry her. I'll go ahead. Yes, she has to be slim, she don't need to be fat, she have to and now she's being forced, she will not eat food, she have to be skipping diet so that she will not get fat, just for her to fit in the society. Muslims have become copycats, and we have developed this false belief, which is very dangerous. It's very dangerous for us. If we are having this type of mindset, it's going to affect all of us, and it's a very dangerous concept. Our goal as Muslims is one, the purpose of our creations. Islam does not stop you from seeking for money, go for positions, look handsome or beautiful, good, fine. All these things are blessings from Allah, right? But our ultimate goal is what? The purpose of creation. Just like the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wa khalaqtu jinna wal insa illa liya'budun. This is one of the primary duty of every Muslim. I was created by Allah to worship Allah. This is your goal, your focus, worship. And when we talk about worship, when we say worship, 70% Muslims think that worshiping Allah is just the 5 daily prayers in the masjid, and that is all. The worship is aspiration to get money, to rule, and all these things are all acts of ibadah. Your schooling is an act of ibadah. BSc computer science is an act of ibadah for you. Now, our thinking should be, how will my BSc take me to Jannah? I work in Shell, I work in radio house. How will my job take me to Jannah? It's not separated from your religion. In fact, your BSc is supposed to help you in knowing Allah better. For somebody that read biology, There are some verses that you will be able to explain better than a scholar that never studied biology. Am I wrong? When we are talking about the immune systems, for example, most of us that don't come from that field, we don't even know about it. You that come from that field that talk about it, you are supposed to know Allah better in that aspect. Allah created this in us to help us fight germ, right? The local scholars will not explain this to you. So our field of study are supposed to be channeled in such a way that it helps us in our thing. It helps us in our thing. And the only way it is for us to better ourselves. And that was one of Allah said, Inna salati wa nusuki wal mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. He said what? Inna salati, your prayers, your sacrifice, your living and your dying is for whom? It's for Allah. Your living and your dying. Your family life is part of your living. It's for Allah. So it means that 24 hours of your time should be out of ibadah. And what makes an out of ibadah? Ibadah is what? One, the intention. In Namal Amal, once your intention that yes, my BSc, I want to use it to contribute to the society, then it becomes an out of ibadah. I mean, Allah is our first. Now, if your goal is material in nature, your own goal is to just, I want to finish serving and I want to get a job that can pay me 400,000 per month. Yeah, then I will get a sister or I will get a husband. Then I will have kids. Then I want to become the director. Then I want to go for governorship. After I spend 8 years as governor, I want to go to the Senate. After some years in Senate, I want to become the president. After the president, you keep talking, right? A time will come that you say, and I will get old. A time will come and I will die. And then you like it. And you will die. Then what after death? What comes after death? This is a story of a 17-year-old boy. His ultimate goal in life was to have an aeroplane. While he was young, he was just dreaming, I want to have an aeroplane. On his 17-year birthday, his parents bought a gift for him. And to his surprise, it was aeroplane. The next day, he committed suicide. Why? He has achieved his goals. He has achieved his goal. So to him, nothing left to live on. Let me just commit yourself and die. And go and make research. Most of the suicide are from your so-called celebrities. People that you think they have achieved. They have made the name, they fall into drug addicts, and once their name drop out, depressed, and they think of committing suicide. Why is the suicide higher in the western parts of the world, where we think they have better life, better road, better everything, but it does not give them the real happiness? Sincere intention has the power of turning a mechanical action into ibadah. Sincere intention, it has the ability of turning a sincere physical action, mechanical action into ibadah. For example, for somebody that have this mindset that I want to keep my body fit so that I become more agile in the day, so that I become fit going for that hour, I become fit to worship Allah the more, then it becomes, your exercise becomes an out of ibadah for you. She said, I want to learn catering so that I want to see me giving catering classes to the young ladies that want to go into marriage. She's cooking and she's having a reward from Allah. This out of ibadah is wide. It's wide. Don't just limit it to the 5 daily prayers alone. Now, the problem we are having is, how can we create balance? So, is my time up? my time is up, then I will stop. The problem we are having is how to create balance. How to create balance. The worldly affair and the spiritual affair. Sometimes we pick one over the other. Yes, somebody will be like hustling for money, he forgets his family, he forgets other ibadah. Somebody's in the office, time for prayer comes, he goes, he does not have time. No, you create balance. You create balance. We all have role to play on ourselves, family, society at large. They said, I have short time. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً. Allah said He has created us, He has made us the ummah that is what? Justly balanced. You create balance. In every aspect of your life, create balance. Create balance. Don't pick one over the expense of other. And on this note again, for some of us that want to go into da'wah, do not be traveling and you neglect your family again. I listen to somebody, yes, he's making a good impact in the society, but he doesn't have time. He does not have 5 minutes to spend with his family. He did not create balance. Have you come in a where you have program here, you have there, and you have not eaten breakfast, you have not eaten lunch, and you have ulcer, and you think you are doing the right thing, and you think Allah is not going to ask you between you and your stomach? Yes, your health. It's not sacrifice. You just lack time management and service. It's not the thing. Now, have you ever seen when somebody fasted and he has Ta'lim Maghrib to Isha? He did not open his fast and is running to give Ta'lim. Then he will not eat till after Isha. That's the religion. In Islamic law, neither exaggeration nor negligence is accepted. Negligence or exaggeration is not accepted. You must create that balance. Create that balance. And good that you are saying that, go and read the story of Salman and Abu Darda, right? Yes, when he came and he saw his wife, she was not well looked, and he asked, and she said, your friend does not even know if I exist. He prays, the night is Qiyamul Layl, in the morning he's fasting. And Abu Darda forced him. He brought food. He said, let's eat. He said, I'm fasting. He said, no, break your fast, eat. He said, no. He said, break your fast. And he forced him. And he ate. In the night, he stood up to pray. He said, no, lie down. He stood up. He said, no, sleep. Until the last third part of the night, he said, now, stand up. And the case was taken to Ya Rasulullah. And he said, and he confirmed it. He's right. So sometimes you'll be doing something and you think the right thing. No, you have to create balance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, La yukallifu lahu. He said, what? He's not going to overburden you. Every test that comes your way, He knows you can do it. Now, do you feel you are not good enough? Let's come back a little bit. Do you think you are not good enough? Do you think you are not good enough? You are not special? Maybe you are saying that I'm from a poor background, or I'm not just lucky. I'm not lucky, or I'm not even accepted in the family institution. You have low self-esteem about yourself. You are not accepted in your family. Maybe you are not accepted in your society because maybe you come from a poor background and you feel I'm not special. I can't do anything in your society. No, don't have this type of feeling. This is the first feeling that we are having. You are just looking at it from the materialistic point of view. All of us are special. All of us are special in our own way. Yes, maybe you are not eloquent, but there are some aspect that you are better than this person that is eloquent. Yes, you are not good Quranically speaking, but there are some aspect that you are good better than this. So it's left for us to identify our strengths and weaknesses. And Allah said that He created us what? In the best form, in the best human form, in the best status. Who created all of us is who? Is Allah, right? And He said we are His Khalifa on the earth, right? Now, will Allah give you a task without giving you the potentials to achieve? No. Will Allah give you a task without giving you the intellect to achieve? Verily, we created the woman in the best status. Now, don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to dream big. Some of us, we are like, I can't do it. People say I'm not good. People say I'm not good in everything. So I shouldn't even act big. We usually say I have no special talents and I have no time and all this. You should know that you are special in your own unique way. People are afraid to fail. You are just being afraid to fail. That's why it's stopping you from making big dreams. The person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Albert Einstein made this statement. The person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Let me share a story with a fisherman. A fisherman was fishing. When he put his net and he got fishes, he will pick the small ones, then he will throw the big ones back into the river. Then he will throw his net again. He will pick the small fish and he will throw the bigger fish into the river. Does that make sense to us?
Yes, no.
Why?
Now,
Okay. Wait, it's okay. Wait. Is Naibu sensible enough? Yes. Now, and somebody came passing and said, "Sir, what are you doing? Why are you returning the bigger fish into the river back?" He said, "Sir, my frying pan is just small, and the frying pan will not be able to fry a big fish. That's why I'm throwing the bigger fish into the river." Does that make sense? Now, okay, it's okay. Why somebody will say that? Why don't you go and sell the bigger fish and buy a bigger? That's what we are doing, and that's what Nabil and Amir is doing. He's afraid to dream big because he feels he's not special enough.
no, you don't talk about the fry pan.
He's like a fisherman. You see? So we should not think like the fisherman. Start something. Dream big, act small, just start. Result is for Allah. Now, do you think that will Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, is he going to judge us based on the results or based on the effort we put? It's effort, but not the result. Now, if the prophet said that we should pray exactly the way he prays, how many of us will scale through? But the effort of you going to learn how he prays, you trying to fight with your mindset as you are praying, you trying to bend the way he said you should bend. This is the effort that Allah reward you. But you can't get it perfectly the way he did. So start something now. Those your goals, those things that you want to achieve when you were younger, start it. The result is not in your hands. Put your woman effort, pray, then tawakkal ala Allah. The question is, what have you done about yourself? Now, I need a reply. What have you done to better of yourself? How many of us, your Amir have to convince you before you are able to come down? And how many club members even rejected the free slot? What have you done on yourself to better of yourself? When I come to this point, I used to like get angry because issue of capacity building, Muslims are very low in it. When was the last time you paid for a seminar? If this seminar was not free, and they said the gate pass is 5,000 naira, feasibly, how many of us will pay? Let's be sincere. How many of us will pay? One, just one out of hundreds. By Allah, even though it's 500 naira, many of us will not pay. In fact, it is even free. Some of us don't even come. And these are programs to better yourself, not anybody, yourself. We have low self-esteem. We shouldn't be like the three-quarter. The three-quarter was trying to cut down a tree. And the saw was very blunt. After spending number of hours trying to fall down that tree, all the effort, but there was no tangible cut. Then somebody now asked him, why are you spending too much time? He said, Kai, my saw is blunt. And he said, okay, why don't you go and sharpen your saw? He said, I don't have time. I am in a haste. I don't have time to go and sharpen my saw. How far? It makes sense? He said, I'm in a haste. For me to go and sharpen my saw, I'm wasting time. So let me just fall it and go. It wastes your time more, right? Now, that was a brother, start learning Quran. Brother, start doing this. No, I have no time. Well, I'm so occupied. I'm committed. I can't memorize Quran. Do something, say, no, I can't. I have no time. How many of us complain about time? To do something good, you say you don't have time. Sharpen your saw. If you want to make an impact in the society, you must sharpen your saw. And part of sharpening of the saw is attending programs like this. Reading more, reading outside your field. Build yourself. Acquire a skill. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. May Allah ease our affairs. We are all special and unique with lots of hidden potentials. Whether we identify our strengths and talents or not, we are all Khalifa on the earth. We are all Khalifa on the earth. Define your goal. Know the purpose of life. Know where you are going, why you are going, and why you are heading there. Know where you are going. Know why you are going. And this will make you to live a life that will bring success to you. Do you believe in yourself and in your abilities? How many of us believe in themselves? How many of us believe in their abilities? Are you sure? You believe in yourself. You believe in your ability. Don't worry, we are going to see if it is true. Engage your mind in active thinking, and your thoughts should be wide. Now, carry your Bible and paper. Now, I want you to think for just 2 minutes. Think, and please, I want you to be wide in your thinking. I said dream big, right? I want you to dream big. In just 2 minutes, think something big for yourself. What you want to achieve. Write it down. I'm going to ask you to present randomly. Randomly. Yes, and I want, if you tell us your big dream, let the audience say that yes, that dream is big.
Can we say it?
Okay, now say it.
First, I want to own a big business setting and be an international comprehensive speaker.
International
Islamic comprehensive speaker.
So, mashallah. Is it big? It's big, go? I mean, baby.
prominent Islamic scholar for the sake of Allah, like our deceased Sheikh Jafar Mahmoud Adam.
Okay, now is the dream big? Is it big, sisters? Okay, in details, I'm coming. Let me pick one sister. Sister, who are dream big? Talk. And you have not spoken. Yes, you. What did you dream? Shoemaker. A big brand. Okay, now. Barakallahu fi. Amira, what's your dream?
I'm actually a fashion designer, learning to
No.
and before now, I used to dream, right? Actually, that I should have a big fashion empire. Not like I'll have different brands of clothing styles, maybe the abaya, the art and pastel, and sewing materials, all maybe in the complex of plaza.
Last person, brother. Yes. Now, okay, now, barakallahu fik. Now, I love your dreams. It's easy to say, right? Now, look at my dream, for example. It's okay. I was expecting somebody to dream as big as owning a restaurant in the space. People go to space, right? If people go to space, do they need to eat? Then I want to own a restaurant in the space. Do people go to the space? Do they need to eat? So I want to be the provider of the food. Now, do you believe in yourself and your abilities? You said yes. Now, where do you see yourself in 10 years coming? Think about it. Think about it. In 10 years coming, where do you see yourself in 10 years coming?
Yes, if not in the grave,
So, okay.
there's a condition. If not in the grave,
Yes.
inshallah, in the next 10 years, I will continue to achieve my Islamic scholar.
Okay. Now, in 10 years coming, where do you see yourself? You say? Okay. Now, you see, some of us like, yes, I may die at any time, but should the death stop me from planning? In fact, there is a narration that even on the day of Al-Qiyamah, and there is a seed in your hand, plant it. The prophet said, plant it. When you plant, are you expecting it to grow again? But they say what? Plant it. Plant.
So I just mentioned it as an expected change.
Yes. And I'm just doing damage control. This type of thoughts have stopped many people from doing what they will do. Just like a old woman, she was 55 years and she loved children, she's good with children. So somebody advised her, why don't you go and read education, psychology of kids? She said, I am 55 years. Before I graduate, I will be 60 years. No, he said, do you know my age? When will I graduate? Then the advisor said, the same age you will be if you don't enroll in school. Start learning Al-Quran. I'm 30 years now. How old do you want me to be? Yes, the same age you will be if you don't learn Quran. It doesn't change your age now, right? So sometimes these things should not be the yardstick not to go for your ambitions. Now, let us look at some habits that we need to learn on ourselves. Effective people have good habits. You have lived your dreams. Go. These are some habits that will help you to achieve those dreams, inshallah. 1, good habits. Personal development requires the cultivation of good habits. Good habits. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the deeds most loved by Allah are those done regularly, right? Even if they are small. Habit is something that you do on what? On daily basis. On daily basis. The best actions are those that become habits. Another way to look at this narration is the best actions are actions that what becomes a habit. Imagine that it is in your habit to be good to everybody. As in, even when you try to you want to hurt people, as people have hurt you, put you in pain, you want to revenge. But since it's a habit for you to be good, you can't do it. Have there ever been a situation where I'm not going to give anybody loan again in my life? And people will still come, tell you their stories, and you will still like, let me just give. Is it because it has become habits in you to give? No. Okay. Yes, share with us.
When I was in S21,
No.
we have a new select hospital. So when he came, he takes him and thinking that he needs a room. And whether roommates were set up in our own room, our room is very small and it cannot contain people. For me, I did not told my roommate someone takes me. So fortunately, the guy went to my roommate. He did not know that we are roommates.
Okay.
So they are even doing fellowship. He's even Christian.
No.
So those are the category I'm recruiting. So one day they were doing fellowship, going to different houses. So he met my friend. He told my friend now under a statement that let my roommate come. Whatever he said, I will come. It means if I say no, I'm the one that said no.
No.
Since you have said I will come, I cannot say no again. Let him come. I just accept that.
Exactly, Karen. Now, habits are potent forces in our lives because they are at work constantly and subconsciously. Sometimes you exhibit some behavior you are not even aware. It's already part of you already. Either good or bad. Either good or bad. Maybe you don't have the smiling face. Yes, somebody come to visit you, but you are not the smiling type. You welcome that person with food, with everything, but that person will not feel okay, right? The facial expression is not there. Even when you are trying to like fake it, it's not just forthcoming. Yes, this is something that you learn it. Learn how to smile. Good habit. Is smiling not sunnah? It's sadaqah. So these are, no matter how small it is. Now check. In your attitude, what do you need to change? Are you harsh? Even you know that you are harsh. You are harsh on things that you are not supposed to be harsh. You are not welcoming. You are not accommodating. Visitors come to you. You don't show them, you don't give them their rights. How effective we are. Ibn Qayyim, may Allah be pleased with him, he said, the mind is like the grinding mill. The mind is like the grinding mill. He said, the mind is grinding every day. It's like the mill, the grinding mill that is milling and grinding maize. The end product will be what? Yeah? It will be what? Powder this thing, right? So it means if it is good, the end product, you receive it on Al-Qiyamah will be good. And if it is bad, the end product will also be what? You see nothing. So this good habit is something that we need to be nurturing it on daily basis in our mind. Nobody is perfect. You learn it. You learn it. Number 2, 5 minutes. I know. Now, you want me to talk about this in how many minutes? How many hours? Number 2, good habits develop step by step. I just talk about good habits. Don't expect tomorrow you will just change. No, it's step by step. Here, you need to appreciate the role of gradualism. It's a gradual thing. It's a gradual thing. It's something that works. It's a gradual thing. You can't just change immediately. It's step by step. It's step by step. It's step by step. Your dream is not something that you will achieve it today, but it's a step by step. You cannot expect to change all at once. It's against the law of nature. It's against the law of nature. The history of Umar bin Abdul Aziz, he spent 2 years and 5 months as the Khalifa. And what he achieved in this short term, history have it that era is among the area that is called the golden era of Islam. And he said, one good quality that he has is he never rushed for results. He never rushed for results. He was not just after like building road, flyovers, this, so that in short time they say, Kai, he has worked. No. He was not after that. Rather, he was injecting in a temporarily worldly, he was investing in a real reform. Wanting his ummah to follow the right path without force. He wants people to accept the deen willingly, not force. Not like I have to like lock your lodge before you go to Ta'lim. I have to make strict to do it. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about alcohol 3 times. He talked it 2 times before the 3rd time. Gradually, right? Not only at once. This is stop alcohol at once. No. It comes what? Gradually in the Quran. Number 3, appreciating paradigm of shift. Sometimes is we put people in boxes. Yes, she's a female. No, he's Yoruba, his own box. Tribal sentiments, racism, sect, religion, and everything. You put people in their boxes. I will not stop until I see Abu Jamila. Some of us prayed Asr. Yes, those that did not pray should go and pray. For some that prayed, we continue. Oh? Is it fair enough? Yes, it is. Thank you. So let us look at the story of Musa alayhi salam, right? When Allah commanded him to go and meet whom? On their journey, he killed somebody, right? He destroyed a boat and a house wanted falling. What Musa alayhi salam, what was his feeling? He was like, what are you doing is haram, right? His own sharia, all these things are haram. And what happened? They could not go along, right? Because of what? Shift. The paradigm that the boxes that is what is doing is haram. But when he explained why he does those things, what happened? He realized he shouldn't have gone, and if only he was patient, he could have what? So you understand. So sometimes we need to change our shift. There should be shift. Yes, this person may not be from your sect. He may not be from your sect. But then there are other good aspects of him, right? Sometimes some write-up, are they Islamic oriented? No, but you pick the one that is Sharia compliance with it, then you discard the rest. Now, shifting this shift, it makes us to be patient and to be tolerant. When you have this type of ideology, it makes you to be patient with people. How many of us have lose people that we are supposed to like change their life, but becomes no, she's not wearing hijab, this, and she's hellfire passenger, and you just turn your back against her. No, is that, and you just no. If only you look it from another point of view, it makes you to be tolerant, patient, then you will achieve what you want to achieve. And there is this verse again that you may dislike a thing that is good for you, right? And you may like a thing that is bad for you. So this verse again also helps you to what? Shift paradigm. Yes. Sometimes you love this person, you love this sister, but you have done your together and you have gone, you love that person, but it's not working. That person is not good for you. Yes, and you love that person. You like something, but Allah knows it's not good for you. So we need to, like brothers will say that, or sisters will say that, Ustaz, I have did all the istikhara, but I still love that person. I love that person. I say yes, but don't you think that it's your istikhara that is working? It means that Allah answered your istikhara. But it's very hard to believe, right? Now, then number 4, which is very important, emotional bank accounts. Emotional bank accounts. Have you ever heard that word? Emotional bank accounts. Now, Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change, right? The heart, the heart has been created in such a way that it loves those who show kindness to it. The heart has been created in such a way that it loves those who show kindness to it. This is a narration. The concept of emotional bank account is about building trust and social capital. It's all about building trust. It works in form of deposits and withdrawal. When you take money into your bank, what have you done? Huh? You deposit, right? And when you go to the bank and receive, you withdraw. Now, when you show goodness to somebody, you have made what? You have that is hurting as an American escorts. You pass them, you never tell them assalamu alaikum. Then you have made a withdrawal. Then you jump in. She wears hijab, is inside the place. Then the next week, you want to like, sister, why do it will not work? And a lot of us have made these mistakes in MS, especially in MSS. It's just like a classes between the kuffar and the Muslims. In fact, you have issue with even among the Hijabian sisters and the Niqabian sisters. There are no differences. Share, yes, share with me.
When you said that it happened to me like about a few weeks ago.
Now.
When they brought our new couples.
Okay.
And there was one putting chain on his neck.
Now.
Not knowing that his name is Abdul Malik. Everything we were doing, like we were just keeping him aside somehow. Yes.
So.
The Lord will, because he also do.
Now, okay, now, do you know that Allah have to credit emotional bank account of the Prophet for 40 years? He was Al-Amin, right? Before he became a prophet. Was he a gangster? He was Al-Amin. There was trust. The Prophet have built trust. In fact, even during that time, when they have something special to keep, they come to him. When he speaks, they know he spoke the truth. In fact, the first time that you want to address his family members, he started with what he said: if I tell you that an enemies are coming and they are coming to attack you, are you going to believe me? How many of us can make that statement? And people will say yes. When you lie, is withdrawal. When they trust you and you breach that trust, withdrawal. So the social trust was re-credited in the account, and that was why when he started spreading the message, people, some of them just believed 100%. They just believed. Somebody like saying now, Abubakar, he just believed. So are you that type of person that when you talk, it stands? People don't need to doubt you. And when you make a statement, it makes people feel better. When you, in fact, when people are in pain, they come to you for relief. When they are bored, they call you online that says, I'm just bored, I just want somebody to keep me company. When they have big problem like rock, when they come to you, they feel that the problem has been resolved. Emotional bank accounts. That was why Nana Khadija was able to make a lot of deposits even after her death, right? The prophet kept talking about Nana Khadija in such a way that Nana Aisha started feeling jealous about her. Because now she has never raised her voice against her husband. She was there for him. So it was all about deposit, deposit. So now you need to check your words to people. Check your relationship with people. Are you making withdrawal or deposit? If you make mistake, just know that it's deposit. Then try to do something. Yes, it's normal. You are going to make deposit unconsciously, but immediately rectify. Kai, I've made this. Then I should. I should. Maybe during the end of my lesson, I will give you a text message to see. Uh, Priceless words. The six most priceless words are I appreciate you and your effort. These are statements that if you make to anybody, is going to feel happy. I appreciate you and your effort.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Now, let's not waste our time, right? But I don't want to use my. I appreciate you and your efforts. Whenever somebody does something good to you, learn to use this type of words. I appreciate you and your efforts. Your escorts. They do something. I appreciate you and your efforts. Another, the five most priceless words again. I am proud of you. I am proud of you. Sometimes I'm proud of you. It goes a long way. Then, will you please, when trying to make a request, will you please? Then, thank you, we and me. Now, integrity, you need to like give yourself a standard. Integrity. give yourself a standard and never break a promise. Once you make a promise and you fail, please rectify it immediately. Give them feedback. What happened? I'm sorry I could not make it at the right time. This, that. So, but you need to give yourself this. Apologize if you do, and sincerely. The power of vision, having vision for the ummah. Imagine a graveyard with many people around a grave. You realize that your life has come to an end, and it is now too late to achieve anymore. Just like you just find yourself in the grave. You even see them pouring sand on you, and after they buried you, as they are even going back, you hear their footsteps. You are hearing what they are saying about you. Now think, what will people say about you if you die? What will people say about you if you die? Sorry. What legacy do you want to leave or you left behind? Before you die, what legacy will you leave? What contribution and achievement will you want them to remember about you? In your immediate society where you find yourself, when you die, what are the contributions that you want them to remember about you? And we need to like having these thoughts of death. It helps us to like to fasting to achieve our goals. Don't just start procrastinating. In 5 years time, somebody can spend 6 months, he has not started anything. No, just start. Act. Just start small. Just start small. Yes, you want to be a da'i, you want to be this. Just start in your own little way. The more you do it, the better you become. But you can't be a professional on day one. So sometimes, like in programs like this, to me, it's a privilege for me. I learn more. The fact that you give me a topic, I'm forced to make research. If only there was no any this thing, I'll be sleeping. But as you invite me that I should give you a talk, this will compress me to do more research. So sometimes don't be carried away by the challenges around you. In fact, challenges brings the better part of you. Are you with me? Challenges brings the best in you. Just like, do we see the stars in the morning, in the afternoon? Do we see them? In the evening, do we see them? In the midnight, do we see them? It means in the darkness, this is when the stars shine. But if there's brightness, they don't shine. But in the darkness, so take this. Human beings by their nature, it is when they are faced with challenges, this is where the best come out of them. Look at the life of Yusuf alayhi salam. He was having issues with the siblings, they planned to kill him. They threw him inside the well. They picked him as a slave. They sold him as a slave. He sees himself in the palace. She tried to seduce him. They took him to prison. They forgot about him in the prison. But when he came out, he became the minister of agriculture. All those steps that he passed, Allah was training the heart for something bigger to come. There will be a time that he's going to manage people. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, before he even set his feet on the earth, his dad died. At the age of 6, his mother died. His grandpa, uncle, this. In fact, he came to a time that he was chased out from, he has to run away from Mecca. The whole world is okay. But what? All these things, Allah was training the mindset because the mission that he's going to achieve is a very bigger one. It's a bigger one. So challenges brings the best in us. Don't allow life stress, life challenges to affect your potentials. No. Maybe during your school days, maybe the reason why you graduate, it was because you never had somebody to pay your school fees. And because of that, you strive more. Maybe Allah knows that if only you have a car, you come to lectures with your car, you will not be serious. Have you not seen those that come to school with cars and they never graduate from school? We have seen some that he will pack his friends in the car to the examination hall, but he will not write the exams. So don't feel that I'm this, I'm that. No, Allah has the reasons for you. So it's for us to identify our hidden skills, talents, and let's work on our talents. And we cannot do this if we are yet to identify our strengths and weaknesses. SWOT analysis, self SWOT analysis. Not only in business, there are things that you are good in. Identify them, build on them. There are things that you are weak in. Identify them and work on yourself. Inshallah. Let's please. Amir, let's stop it. Anything that I said that is good is from Allah. May Allah share the reward among us. Anything that I say that is wrong is from my shortcomings. May Allah forgive me. May Allah accept this as an act of ibadah, and may Allah make it easy for us to put all these things that we are saying in practice. And I will still refer you back to the handout. I did not do justice to that handout, and part of the reason is I was not supposed to be the one to take the course. It was on the dying minute that they asked me that I should add it to my own PMC. And the handout is bulky, is not something that I can achieve in just 2 hours. So another thing that let me summarize the summary of the summary and just pass the message. And inshallah, I need 10 minutes of workshop now, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amin. Stop it. Let's get our writing materials now, and I'm going to have it as feedback. Let's be fast.
Now, Jazakumullah khair.